What's up, everybody? Hanging with Mark and Dougie. Another week. We're going to change it up a little bit today because we're going to have a little more fun. We're not going to get so serious. We're not going to talk so much about politics, even though the world is pretty rough right now. We're going to have a little fun with it because, we want some good news every once in a while. Yeah. We had St. Patty's Day. I had a couple drinks, had a good time, and I'm ready to have the show, man. We haven't had it in 2 weeks. I'm with Doug. I'm actually next to him. I can touch him now.
I was going to brag on special effects with our producer. Look how real this looks. It looks like we're still in the same room.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're here, man. We got a lot of great stories, man. We're gonna start one off right away, man. We're gonna talk about my boy. Everybody knows who my boy is, and he's back. He's back. We talked about it last week. Oh, shut up. And I tried to explain this.
When I heard this news, I thought, oh my God, you were probably dropping your drawers right there.
I was excited. I ain't gonna lie, because I wasn't gonna watch football. To be honest with you, I was actually not gonna watch football, and now I am. There's been a lot of craziness. Russell Wilson went to Denver, and today Matt Ryan went to the Colts, which could be a good little thing. I think Matt Ryan still got a little something left in him, You
can only live so long in Atlanta.
Exactly. Deshaun Watson, even with all his troubles, with his accusations of all this molestation, he still got a $400 million contract, so that didn't affect him at all.
He grabbed my ass one night.
He missed 1 year, and he still make $400 million, and he went to the Browns. What are they going to do with Baker? We don't know. What a waste Baker was. I think he's going to be a backup. I don't think he'll ever start again. Yeah. I mean, he had a good team with Cleveland, and he kind of fucked it up. But getting back to my man, he's back, and I'm kind of glad he's back, And we talked about this last week, but we didn't talk about is Aaron Rodgers making all that money. He's making over $50 million a year. And you know what? This is why I like Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the third lowest paid quarterback in the NFL right now. $14 million. I think only Tua and maybe Wentz are the only guys that make less than him, and he's got 7 rings. And here's why Aaron Rodgers will never be a winner. Because what's the difference if you get $50 million or $30 million? I'll tell you the difference. He's got enough money, he can't spend it. The difference is he could have signed Devontae Adams. They could have signed some of the other players, and he could have had a chance of winning a championship. But he's a selfish player. It's all about him, and that's why he doesn't win. Boom.
Well, that's a lot of money, and we don't know if there's somebody. Do they have any good draft picks coming? Do they have anybody
probably
coming
not,
up in the?
Because they were in third place in the NFL because it goes by Super Bowl, and so they're going to have this third to the last pick in the draft.
I'm just amazed that you never even mentioned Tom's name. You opened the whole show with that. He's back. He's gobble gobble, and then now you're like. I didn't even mention his name.
We all know.
Tom Brady.
Hey, listen, there's one GOAT. That's it. He's the GOAT. There's only one. We don't have to mention his name. He's like certain things. Like sometimes you don't mention Jesus' name. You'll say Lord. It's the same thing. You don't have to mention Tom's name. We know who Tom is. It's a spirit. He's the football spirit. And I'll tell you what, man, he's 45. He's not going to slow down. He's going to at least give it a ride. I'm not going to say he's going to win a championship because it's hard to do, man. Hey, there's been great quarterbacks that have never won a championship. Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Warren Moon. Okay, I'm not going to say he's going to win. I'm not going to say he's going to win a championship. I'm going to say he's going to give it a run. He's definitely going to give it a run at 45.
Let's face it, though. If he comes back, especially back in Tampa, and he wins, undoubtedly the greatest of all time
if he
of every sport. Any sport, cricket. Whatever.
And here's another thing. And I had a little side bet with a friend of mine, Eric. You know Eric. And here's another thing. Can we, if Brady goes far into the playoffs and wins the Super Bowl, or if he goes far into the playoffs and Belichick doesn't make the playoffs for a second year in a row, can we just give it a rest and say it wasn't Belichick? Can we at least do that? Can we at least do that? If he doesn't make it 2 years, doesn't make the playoffs, and Brady goes far, can we at least give that and just get rid of Belichick all of a sudden? Stop saying he's the greatest because he's not,
Yeah, Belichick's old news.
And the funny thing is, we were talking about that guy that bought the football, the Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, the last touchdown that Brady threw. And let me tell you something, it's still a cool ball to have. I know he spent $500.
Not $500,000 worth.
Well, listen, it's all relative, man. I'm sure this guy that bought this ball wasn't his last couple
of dimes. It happened minutes after, right? Brady announced minutes after the guy bought the ball.
Yeah. But you want to know something? And here's the truth of the matter is I always thought that ball was worth over $1 million. I really do. And I'm in the sports business. I thought it was worth over $1 million, his last. But that's why it went for the price it went. Brady never really said that he was quitting. He kind of hinted and everything. And let me tell you something. I knew he wasn't going to quit, and I'll tell you why. Because this last game, when you quit, you make a big production.
The night before.
You make a big production. Roethlisberger went out. The fans stayed. Brady just walked out of the stadium. Yeah, it's not him.
True.
It's not him. So
Yeah.
I knew, and hopefully we'll get Gronk back and we'll make another run. We'll see.
And to me, it was weird how he announced it so quick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That was the part to me that was like, why would you even bother?
And here's a cool thing. He didn't have to do this. Brady's actually said that he's going to, the guy who bought the football for $500,000, he said he's going to throw in a Bitcoin of his own money, which is what, 70, 80 grand. And, that's something he doesn't have to do.
It's
but
not 70, it's 40.
Is it 40? Okay. But he said he was going to throw a Bitcoin. I don't know. They went down so much.
When's the last time you picked up a Bitcoin paper?
No, I don't know. I knew they were a lot higher. They must have went down.
Yeah, it went down in the 30s and then it would travel. But that's
Wow.
another.
That's a whole nother
See,
subject.
that's my
itself.
Bitcoin alert right there. Well, listen, good for you. I'm glad for football.
Yeah, I think football needs it.
Yeah. Now, it was very interesting. I like watching college basketball during March Madness. It's very competitive. People playing out of their minds. I love it. And Duke, a school that I really wanted to go to, but didn't have the grades or talent. Or
ability
connections.
or anything to get to Duke. You barely got to Broward Community College.
I went to Broward. What are you mistaking me? BCC. They call that the 13th grade of Coconut Creek High School. But during the March Madness, Duke is catching some heat because they allowed, with 4 seconds left, they allowed the guy to just dunk the ball and cover the spread.
Wow. Are they out? Duke, did they?
No, they won still, but they were like,
you think maybe there was some money on that game, and maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Some crazy things happen, man. Sometimes when spreads get covered the last second, you have to think there's a lot of money being pushed through that. Like, there's a football player just got in trouble for the Falcons, Calvin Ridley, because he bet on his team. He bet on his team. And I guess I get it. But it's like, oh, so big deal. You bet $1,000. That's not the money. It's not the money. It's the repetition of the game, reputation of the game. And it's also, you could change a game if you have money on it. You could say, okay, I won't catch that ball in the end zone if I'm up by 6.
There's too much conflict of interest.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Yeah. And then, of course, now it says here, Duke bettors lost a deal on Friday night. Coach K's team abandoned the defensive paint and walked out. And but they're still in it. Who's in it right now? I haven't watched a game of March Madness. Who's the big teams in it? I don't know.
No,
I don't.
Any underdogs that are looking like they have a shot?
University of Miami beat Auburn.
Wow.
Actually, I think the night before.
So they're still in it.
Yeah.
What about the Gators?
Gators.
The Florida Gators. They're always good in basketball, aren't they?
Yeah, you're still thinking about Tebow. You can't even speak for more than 5 minutes about fucking Brady. And now you think you're ready. You got Tebow. What about Gators?
It's not just the Tebow. Gators had some Percy Harvin. They had some players back in the day. I know they had a back-to-back season where they won 2 championships back-to-back in basketball, which very rarely is done. That's a very tough thing to do. Matter of fact, they won 2 in football and 2 in basketball, which has never been done in 2 years in a row. Which is
they were pretty tight there for a while.
Yeah.
So the question is was there some way of knowing that they did they bet. They let him go and they covered it.
Yeah. Who knows? So that's a big thing. I guess if someone took Duke to win that game, put a lot of money on, they'd be pissed off. I know back when I used to bet, some of the craziest things used to happen. One game I'll never forget. This was Jaguars playing. It was Brian Leftwich, and they were up by like 6, and the spread was 5, and I had it covered and everything. It was like 9 seconds left, and they stripped the ball with 9 seconds. All you have to do was kneel. I don't know what the hell he was doing. There wasn't even time left. They stripped the ball, and the fattest guy on the team, and I forget who they were playing, grabbed it, and he's running in slow motion. I'm like, just knock him out of bounds. I had a lot of money on the game. I'm like, out of bounds. And he stumbles and he gets hit and he goes around and he scores. And I lose all this money. And I was like, that son of a bitch, that he did it just because of me. I know it. You feel personal, like it's personally attacked you. They personally did it for you. It sucks.
Yeah. Well, you think there's some manipulation?
I think in sports there has been. I mean, I know back in the day with the Goodfellas and Henry Hill, one of the college teams, and I forget Marmouth or one of those teams, Loyola. I don't know which one it was, but they Henry Hill actually had them lay some baskets off.
Well,
there's a lot of money.
I remember during I think it was 2012, or when the Miami Heat won, and that one referee got caught betting on the games.
Yeah,
and shit.
He got went to jail.
And I could tell you there was definitely some games in the arena that when it was the Detroit Pistons, I think they were playing, and it was like, wow, we got to call like, whew,
sometimes you see some crazy calls and you're like, what's going on? And people are human. If there's a lot of money on the line and you don't know the situation on some of these referees or players, maybe they spent all their money and they got a mobster after them. You don't know who's in their pocket. I mean, it could be done. I don't think it could be done so much in the pro sport, but in college, definitely. In college, definitely.
Kids are bought.
Yeah, kids could be bought.
They just didn't have a real rule on that. Now they're changing the ruling about letting them use their image and their face and their stuff, and we're going to pay them for it. And they said no more. Too much corruption.
I don't really think college players should be paid. To be honest, you're getting education for. You're getting something.
Yeah.
I think that's the next step. I think there's steps in order to make money, and I don't think college players should make money. So what? The university make money. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the coaches make money. I don't think they should be. They should. I mean, I think they should be able to sign autographs and make money on the side because of their fame. But I don't think they should be.
Yeah, but once you start opening that up, then there's it cricks in the other way.
Yeah, because then you could say, "Oh, I'll give you this money.
Hey,
come over here."
Speaking of making money, Mike Tyson, he has his own edible weed.
I love him, man.
industry, right?
I like Tyson.
Yeah.
He makes me laugh. He has a good sense of humor.
He has pot edibles that are shaped like bitten ears.
That's hilarious.
Right now, Holyfield's like, I don't think that's very
I wonder if
funny.
Holyfield's getting a piece of that. No pun intended, but
Yeah.
a piece of the air.
He should.
He should, yeah. But I'll tell you what, I got to give Mike Tyson credit. I mean, for a guy that's not very bright, he reinvented himself, man. He was broke. He spent all his money on tigers, lions, zebras, whatever the hell he bought, in his mansions,
Mhm.
And same thing with Holyfield. I don't know if he reinvented himself again, but, they went through all this money, tons of money. They were broke. And now at least Tyson, I know he's selling edibles. I know he has a podcast. He actually reinvented himself. He's in some movies. You got to give the guy some credit,
He's definitely entertaining because he's like
hilarious.
everybody wanted to see him lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like everybody's worried.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hope he doesn't get. Now you're like, I know you can still kick your ass, but he's probably not gonna.
Tyson, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth, and that's why you like him. It's like he speaks from the heart. He's doesn't know. You don't know what's going to come about. You kind of cringe. He's not the kind of guy you want to have on a call and have the speaker on where everybody can hear.
Yeah. I love that one interview when he gets mad at the guy because he brings up the rape case. He's like, man, why you a fucking asshole, man? Why you gotta bring that shit up? It's like, oh, well, Mike, it's real. And they're like, well, you know what? You're an asshole. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah.
You got to stay. Like, listen,
You got to stand your ground,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't care if you didn't like it or not. Speaking of not liking it, seems like sometimes in Europe they're a little more progressive than here in the States.
Yeah.
But in Denmark, there's a new bill proposed to ban selling cigarettes to people born after 2010. Now, this is different than you don't sell to anybody under 18 or, and their kids or
You
whatever.
still have to be 18 now.
Yeah, you have to be 18. But what Denmark is saying, if you were born after 2010, you will never smoke a cigarette.
And I like that. And I think we should do that too. I kind of love the fact that we're worried about every disease but cancer. Oh, COVID. Oh my God. Cover your nose, cover your ears. But meanwhile, smoke cigarettes, shoot heroin, go to your local park in California, grab a needle and put some junk in your arm. That's okay. And we'll give you the needle in case you don't have it. You want a double extra a cheeseburger with fries and grease, take that.
Yeah.
But cancer, take a cigarette.
Yeah.
So I love that rule. And I always said that cigarettes should be banned.
Yeah, well, it was funny when we went to that party the other night.
Hmm?
That lady was talking about somebody sitting there smoking a cigarette. They need to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
It's COVID.
COVID.
Shit. COVID shit's crazy.
No, it's true, man. It's like nobody cares about anything when it comes to your health besides COVID. That was the main thing that everybody was worried about, which was the least thing that's going to kill you. But no one worries about, diabetes and cancer and lung cancer and all that stuff. No one cares about it and that's real. And that's
Real killers.
real. Those are real killers. And I like it. I think Denmark's doing the right thing. I wish we would do it. Maybe I feel it.
A lot of people.
It's a lot of money. A lot of money.
It's like a grandfathering thing. Like maybe the new generation, if it's just not there, it's not there. But people in Denmark smoke, like ladies, women, like Scandinavian countries, women smoke like 10 packs a day, man.
Yeah.
And they still look hotter than anybody in Boston or
everybody smokes down
Wisconsin.
Here. Well, that's because they smoke and they go to the gym and they smoke the little cigarette. Here
they don't go to gym. They climb up mountains and they ski and they yodel and shit.
Yeah, well, America, I don't know if yodeling gets you in shape, but
yeah, you ever yodel?
Not yodeling, not yodels. But
yodels. I'm gonna do some yodels.
He did say he did the wrong yodels.
Yeah.
He actually ate the little cupcake
with the
yodels.
filling in the middle. Yeah.
But it's we're a lazy country. That's the problem. We don't exercise like other countries do. If you see people in other countries, I went to, when I was in Italy, I tried to buy an extra large shirt. I'm like, they have nice clothing there. And it was like the size for like a 150-pound man because people in Europe are much smaller. Yeah. They're smaller stature.
I know. I got a XXX one time from a company in China. It looked like I was trying to dress my action figure. Like, this is a XXX.
You look like Chris Farley when you put it on. Oh, hey, what's
that
up?
guy in a little shirt. Yeah, it's not. And even like in Germany, in Germany, what they're proposing is bringing back the draft, 2-year mandatory military service.
Love it.
To get people, and that's what this country needs.
Yes.
The kids of this country. Yeah. Oh my! If you want to get things back in order from these pussies we got running around, these kids.
Yeah.
Israel
has that too. Israel has.
Oh, dude,
men and women.
I was at a comedy show last night, and a girl went up, blonde girl, I never saw her before. And she's really new, so she wasn't very good. Really new, and she was just complaining about everything. And another comic went up and said, "What are you complaining about? You're a white blonde woman that's pretty." Everybody in the audience wants to stab you because you got everything you need in life, and you're complaining. And the girl started crying and left. Oh,
well, that's not a very good comic if you cry and leave.
Well, she's not a comic, but I mean, it's just that there's no kids today don't have any ability to deal with adversity.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So a little time,
discipline,
little time with carrying a rifle and jumping into mud and shit might do you good.
I'll tell you what, not for anything. I always thought that this country should have a 2-year mandatory military.
Really?
Yep, I always thought it. They do it in Israel. Works nice, men and women. Give us people a little bit more respect because military does give you respect. I was a little bit of a maniac and mental case in high school, as you know. Yeah. And, I don't think college would have done me right. And I think the military did, man. It kind of, it sets you a certain way. You have to do things a certain way, and it gives you
everybody has their own lane to take.
Yep.
Here's a little story. A mum, that's what they call women that are parents.
Birds. I thought they were called birds.
Birds are single women, but a mum searching for a man whose name she had tattooed on her ass.
That's funny.
On the Gulf Girls holiday. She's looking for him now. And here's a funny thing. She claimed that she did not have sex with him. I don't buy that.
I don't either. That's a very big a commitment to put ink that doesn't come off for somebody you didn't sleep with. I mean, that's
at first I thought she doesn't want anybody to know because she was probably dating somebody at the time.
Maybe.
But how could she explain that tattoo when you come home?
There have to be a ton of alcohol involved in this. There's no way that you just meet some random person.
They're English women. They're drinking. Of course they're drinking.
And what a regret she had the next day. Can you imagine waking up? Who the fuck is this?
And it's not even like a stylish tattoo. Look at that tattoo, by the way.
That's crazy.
Daniel Ford.
You know what? I got a tattoo in the military.
Yeah, Daniel Ford.
Not Daniel Ford. I didn't get Daniel Ford, but I got a tattoo when I was 18 years old. It's funny. I was real skinny at the time, and everybody talked me into it. We're in boot camp. We just got out of boot camp, and we're going to school and everything. They're like, oh, let's go get tattoos. I'm like, I drank a lot, but something told me not to get a big one. I'm like, I'm gonna get a little tiny one. People get like these monster tattoos. We all woke up the next day with bandages. I had a little tiny one, thank God. And this guy had like palm trees on his arm. I mean, just the worst thing you could do when you wake up, you're like, what the fuck did I do? This is on forever. One guy got a monkey on his neck. Like, what the fuck? It was crazy shit because we're all drunk,
A monkey on his neck.
Big monkey. Got a big monkey tattoo on his neck.
I can understand if you got a monkey on your back.
Yeah, no, he did on his neck,
actually. Appropriate.
And what's funny about it is that what a regret. I mean, she'll have a lot of regret. I mean, there's
I mean, look at it. I mean, can you imagine having sex with this woman? You got to read Daniel Ford's name.
Yeah, the next guy, that's not gonna be very good. Maybe she put a line and put another name. You put a couple lines through it.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? You aim at it. You shoot right on. You shoot right on poor Daniel.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, Mark.
But that's good advertising. He should have done. If you had a business, that was your name. Then you have a business. Every time someone sees her ass, you advertise your business. Cash for collectibles.
Yeah, like the ads they put on top of her, like a urinal.
I mean, it just depends how much action she gets. If she's like a female Will Chamberlain.
Did you see that ass?
Yeah. But you know what? In England, you don't have to look good. Most women don't look good in England.
What are you saying? We're not good looking.
But it's true.
How dare you?
See what the guys look like in England? They got these rotten teeth in their mouth. They don't.
Have you ever seen David Beckham?
Oh, that's rare. I mean, come on.
I mean, that's why.
Not everybody looks like David Beckham. Most people look like Mike Myers and Austin Powers than David Beckham.
Oh, baby. I love it. Now, you're not going to like this story, Mark, because, we talked about the big thing in South Florida was, don't say gay rule. Even within Disney, they're dealing with a lot of fight back and forth.
So stupid.
Ihorn, the former CEO, and the current guy is doing it. And, I mean, basically Disney's going, I mean, we all know Disney's gay. It's run by a lot of gay people because it's I mean, the whole premise of a lot of these stories are all that.
Somebody told me Goofy was gay.
Yeah.
I heard he's gay. Yeah, I heard him and Pluto had a little something going.
Yeah, you think?
I heard. I just rumors. And, who knows?
And but you know what? So there's that. But we had that issue. Okay. But here's a story: Creature Comfort school accused of installing litter boxes for students who identify as cats.
I wish I take a big shit in there and say, yeah, I'm a cat. I put a big smelly shit I take in there and like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a cat. I can't help it. You know? Yeah, I had some pepperoni pizza, but I'm a cat.
You show up to the Peacher parent conference. Oh, you mind if I use that litter box?
If you're a parent, I said this once, I'll say it a million times. If you're a parent, you have a child, please just find out what they're doing in your school. Do you really want a kitty litter box? You have your kids think they're cats? I mean, come on. You really need to find out what's going on. We need to stop this. I mean, we're laughing and we're joking about this, but this is so ridiculous, and it's not going to stop there. I mean, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. How about just teaching kids, besides that they're cats, teach them that they're human beings, teach them how to balance a checkbook, teach them how to do things that's actually going to help them when they become adults. How about trying that?
Well, it says here that Midland Public Schools Superintendent Michael E. Sharrow took to Facebook on Thursday to deny the claims while he was trying to scuff the kiddo litter off his feet. Insisting no litter boxes, accommodations have been made in the school. Yeah, somebody's freaking out. Some kid's lying. These little peckerheads.
I doubt someone's lying. It sounds like a story that could happen. And the funny thing about this is, it's getting more ridiculous every day, man. And like you said, if we all have to figure out what our kids are doing, you know, because it's a time right now where it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And like we said, we should just teach basic stuff that kids need to learn to help them out as adults.
Let's at least give them that. Yeah. See, I love our sound effects. It's beautiful. It works. Now, I don't know what you're going to do about this story, but a truck carrying $72,000 worth of popular condoms. Okay. And I always thought the most popular condom you had was the one in your pocket.
Exactly.
The most $72,000 worth of popular condoms.
How many condoms is that anyway? What's a condom cost these days? Like $4, $3?
Well, with inflation now.
Yeah. The condoms got plastic. I guess it went up.
Yeah.
Well, the size you use aren't that expensive. You use those little ones, right? They're like the ones for your fingers. I use those ones.
I use a thimble. You know what? I don't even use that. I just grab a little saran wrap and wrap my cock with it. And boy, was she glad.
It's been a long time since I've used a condom. Yeah. So I don't know what they are. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling in the world. I mean, I feel bad. I mean, that's why I got married. And stuff. I don't want to wear it. Yeah. I'm only kidding, honey. But these Canada stole a truck on Friday containing $72,000 of, which is about 90 Canadian.
And what do you do with that many condoms? I mean, like, how do you sell that many condoms?
Like a banshee, man.
Exactly. You sell them to Will Chamberlain.
Somebody's got big fucking plans this weekend.
Maybe you sell them to that one guy who's getting laid a lot. What's that guy's name? The ugly guy.
Pete Davidson.
Maybe Pete Davidson will buy 20,000.
Yeah, maybe Pete Davidson stole the cuck.
Maybe he might need him. I mean, he's doing pretty good for an ugly guy with no talent. He's doing pretty good.
I disagree with it. He's a very talented guy. He's not funny. He's just one of those guys that are fucking so likable. I mean, look, the guy's fucking, and now he's supposed to go to the moon. They changed the launch date. He can't do it because he's too fucking busy banging some chick. Imagine he's telling Jeff Bezos, I can't go to the moon that day because I'm banging.
I got the two new girls in my rotation.
I'm gonna be in the middle of a harem.
I don't know. First of all, I don't think he's funny, but that's me. Everybody's got their own choice. And I don't think he's funny. He's a funny looking, but somehow David Spade had the same thing going. I never thought David Spade was that funny either. And he had the same thing going. He had the Locklear and he had all these hot chicks too. So sometimes it's the unique thing.
Women like guys with a sense of humor.
Well, I guess so.
That's why I'm getting laid every day in my dreams. Yeah, and there was other shit in there, other stuff. But you're right. I mean, having that many condoms, is, and they were the good. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's not an area
I don't think it's a real sellable item. I mean, you can sell one to your friend or one here. We have a condom, a flea market where you set up a booth outside the road. Condoms $1. I mean, it's
like kiosk, fucking local marketplace.
I think that'd be a hard thing to sell. I'd rather have stolen something that made a little bit more sense, something a little bit easier to sell.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to be in a real good-looking neighborhood. You don't want to be in an ugly town where you're trying to sell condoms because some bunch of people are like, I wish. It's not a good item. All I know is that nowadays we're all dealing with inflation. Inflation's big. It's not transitory. It's here. It's going to probably get worse than a lot of people think. So if you don't have money, you're fucked.
Oh yeah.
And if you're living with somebody, if you're a mooch, the world for mooches is over because now things cost a lot and a lot of people are going to go, I don't know if I want to give it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why Aaron Rodgers wanted all that fucking money because he knows how much a gallon
there's
of
only
milk's
so
going to
much
cost.
money that you can make and keep and
Stop
spend.
hating on Aaron Rodgers.
I hate him because he never makes the playoffs and he's overrated. That's all he's and I hate that man bun. I just want to grab him by his man bun and I don't know. He looks like one of those arrogant pricks. Like he looks like he doesn't like, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. You know, there's certain people that look approachable and there's some people that aren't approachable. Yeah. Like I see Gronkowski, he's approachable. He's laughing, he's high-fiving you. Aaron Rodgers, if you talk to me, he looks like listen. I'm Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I don't think he'd want to talk to you after you've been ripping him all the time on the show.
I don't know. I just think, in 15 years, you can't get past the first round of the playoffs. I don't know. You don't deserve that much money.
Well, with inflation, the way we have to be careful out there as a consumer because there's something called shrink inflation. Now Dorito bags will now have 5 fewer chips.
And did they have to even tell anybody? They could have just piped.
We knew.
Chips,
we knew.
Yeah.
I mean,
you count them?
Yeah.
You count the chips?
Trust me. I've been eating.
There's 36 now. There's 31.
It took me only 35 seconds instead of less than a minute to eat a fucking bag of Ranch Doritos on the road the other day, and you could tell like. And sandwiches, Wendy's and they don't think they're cheap. The sandwich used to be like this. Now it looks like a fucking hockey puck. So
I went to Jimmy John's today, and there was like one piece of turkey on my sandwich. One piece. Yeah. It's crazy. They are cutting back on everything because everything's so expensive. And they got to make a profit. Instead of raising the price on the bag, because everybody lose their mind, they figure everybody's fat enough anyway. Just take 5 chips. They won't know the difference.
Right.
Let
me see. This might be just a big cleansing thing for all of us.
Yeah, we need it. Like, get rid of Doritos.
Yeah.
Ban Doritos with the cigarettes.
Yeah. You can't get Doritos if you're born after 2010.
There you go.
Now official here in the United States.
Yes.
Nabisco's going, you fucking asshole. I don't even know if that's in Nabisco.
Doritos would not be Nabisco. Is Frito-Lay.
Frito-Lay is.
I believe it's Frito-Lay.
What's your favorite chip?
Not a big chip guy, man, but if I had to have Funyun, I used to like Funyuns.
The onion things?
Yeah. Funyuns were always pretty good. Yeah.
When I'm on the road, the Munchos.
And I used to like the Bugles. The Bugles were great.
You like the Bugles.
I used to love Bugles. I was a little kid. I used to play with the Bugles.
Yeah. You used to play with Bugles?
Yeah. Play with Bugles.
I used to like blowing on Bugles, huh?
As a little kid. Yeah. You don't know any better.
Yeah. But dude, well, be careful with inflation out there, everybody. And,
there's nothing to be careful about. It's going to get worse and worse until we change things.
Yeah. Well,
until we change things, it'll get worse. And listen, guys, I'm very impressed with both of us. I'm very impressed. We didn't say the B word the whole time.
No.
The B word was not mentioned. Brady was mentioned, but not the other B word.
Yeah. Nobody's worried about that. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about?
What was that?
And it's in, I don't know, but did you see that? There's footage. And if you want, watch my podcast, Wake Up Late with Dougie show. We're going to talk about, but that Chinese airliner that crashed.
Yeah, I did see that.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
There's a video of the fucking plane.
Yeah.
Going straight fucking, and dude, look at this.
It's sad.
Oh, it's a plane, man.
Yeah. Wow.
That is a plane. Can you imagine being on that plane?
What went wrong? Did they say what went wrong?
Well, they got to find the black box now.
Yeah.
Which is something some white friends of mine have been trying to do for a few years. Getting that jungle fever. But dude, I mean, they say if you're on a plane and that's happening, you pass out.
Yeah.
Most
likely those guys, the Z-Force put them out. Yeah. So that's the good news. But some of these people are trained. You ever see the people at like the Air and Sea show? They do it all the time. And their body's trained to it. So I don't know, if you're trained and you some people are adrenaline junkies, and that doesn't make them pass.
You think there's some guy crashing in a plane going, I don't want to pass out. I want to feel the crash.
Not that you don't want to pass out. You can't pass out if you can't pass out. Yeah.
Like that. I'd be grasping my pearls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah. Fucking, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Anyway, don't get on a Chinese airliner for a little while, everybody.
Yeah.
I'll fly to Chicago. I'm going to Denver, by the way. I'll be.
Well, they always say the safest time to fly is to fly an airline after it has a crash, because the odds of it happening again are astronomical. So they say that's the safest time to fly. If Delta has a crash, you should fly Delta. That's the flight you should fly. Because the odds are in your favor.
All right. Yeah. Good advice there from Captain fucking.
I don't know if you want to take airline advice from me.
Yeah.
But that's what they say. Who knows?
I'm flying, by the way. I'm going to be in Colorado Springs this Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Looney's Comedy Corner.
Nice.
So come out and see me at Looney's Comedy Corner this weekend. I'm going to be hanging out with some old friends.
Yeah, and then aren't you a local? You're local in Florida now. Well, I say it's local for me, not for you.
Yeah, well, I'll be at Tavolino's Wednesday night, which is sold out. Great show.
I tried to go, and I know Doug, and I can't get in. The hell kind of bullshit is this?
It's a sign of mark out there.
I tried going, no, Doug says we don't have room for you. I support you all these years now. I can't get in.
There's plenty of room. There's no room for anybody. Yeah. But just show up, and we'll see what happens.
We'll try and get in there. But, if you get a chance to see Doug, it's fun. Always always a good time. Me, I do what I do. And I'm very proud of us also because we went 30 minutes, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm buying baseball cards, buying collectibles. I got some exciting news that I'm not going to say yet, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks, they'll come through and we'll talk about it more. Everybody, enjoy what you have. Fingers crossed.
I can't even fucking cross I'm so fat. I can't even.
Everybody, enjoy what you do. Don't take everything so personal and just have a good time. Enjoy life, man. And you know what? The election will come back. You can change things. It's always good to change. And like I said, always see what's going on in the school system, man, because that's important because kids are our future. And
Kids should have like what the cops have. We should have kid quarters.
Yep.
Kid quarters.
Yeah, we need to know what these kids are being taught because you know, it's kind of sad with some of the things that are going on. So always pay attention to what's going on, guys. Be a parent. Peace out. Enjoy.
See you in a couple weeks, man.
Yep.